Natalie
La Rosa.
La Rosa, featuring Jeremy. Somebody.
Yes.
Kofifi FM 97.2. Welcome to it. This is the K.Y.C. And it is 15 minutes after the hour of 2 o'clock. I'm again a lucky man. Again.
Same as last week.
Same as last
Yeah.
week. Having, a beautiful woman surrounding me, it is always just a beautiful thing. My name is Elias, and alongside me is Miss Lee.
Okay.
I nearly mentioned another name.
Oh,
I
my
must
goodness.
collect myself sometimes. Miss Lee, how are you doing, ma'am?
I'm very well in you, Illy.
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm well. I've got to say that I'm super stoked for the chats that we're about to have.
Yeah.
The energy is there. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I feel like I'm about to be inspired. And no pressure. No pressure at all.
Oh man.
Well, before latterly we had Tori Kelly,
Yes.
Unbreakable. Such a beautiful song, yeah?
Yes, it
First
is.
time I ever heard that song.
Yes, yes, yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. And always, it is a Thursday, and Shalane is here as well.
Hello, hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm so glad to see new faces in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love your energy.
Yeah.
This is good.
Told you she's hyper. Told you. But yeah, it is a Thursday, and every Thursday we do Young Minds in Entrepreneurship, where we inspire young people to go out there, take their ideas, and implement it in starting a company, in starting a business, in going out there. And you never know, you might be the next Mbali.
Yes.
You might be the next Warren Buffett. You might be the next, business people out there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basitsana Makhalimela, who knows? Talking about Mbali, we have a beautiful flower in the studio as well. And how are you doing, Mbali?
I'm very well, thank you.
Are you good?
I am very good.
I must say, Mbali was nervous before we went on air. But I think that ice has been broken now.
Now she's loose and she's excited and
Yes.
No, I'm good.
You're good. Well, just kindly, explain and tell the listeners out there who is Mbali before we get into the nitty-gritties of business.
So, thank you again for having me.
Mm.
I am Mbali Hlongwane from Durban. I am co-founder of Pink IT and Josie Hub Connect manager. I work at Millpark. That is where we actually go out there, market the startups that we have within Josie Hub, try to get more work for our residential startups. And as a co-founder of Pink IT, I do amazing things with some females in software engineering.
Pink
Nice.
IT. We're about to know more about that in just a short while. 18 minutes after the hour of 2 o'clock. We're going to take a short break and then we're going to get into the meat of things.
Cool.
This is DJ Q Voice, and you tune
minutes after the hour of 2 o'clock. This is Ed Sheeran. I never thought Ed Sheeran would go to this type of a vibe.
I'm so happy that he did. I think there is so many ladies out there that now can say, like, really? I can go from the whole soft vibe
Yeah.
to the, like, upbeat funk and make me feel sexy kind of vibe. So thank you to Ed Sheeran.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah. And it speaks to a lot of us ladies, The shape of you is beautiful, and I love that. So, beautiful stuff.
There we go. You're back on the K.Y.C. and they love it. They love it. Mbali is here. Shalane is here. And Lexi. Must I say Musli?
Whatever tickles your fancy today, Ellie.
All right. Lexi tickles it today.
All right.
We're talking business, young minds and entrepreneurship. And like we always say on a Thursday, we seek to empower and motivate you as a young person to go out there and start that business. It is said when you are at an old, ripe age, you look back at the youth and you look at your youth when you had the opportunity to do something with your life and you did not take the chances. You did not take the step because you were fearful of nothing actually. Because that's fear. Fear is just in the mind and it's nothing actually, So Mbali is here today. She took the step. She was courageous enough to go and find friends and co-found a company called Pink IT.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Thank you for pronouncing it as Pink IT, not Pink Sing or Pink It.
Pink it.
Pink sink.
Yes.
I don't even see how that happens.
People are creative.
Yeah.
So the journey is very short.
Yeah.
We started Pink IT last year, August, where we hosted our first meetup in Mill Park, 44 Stanley.
All right.
And we have themed it, we called it Build and Deploy. So if you know software engineering, you'd know that anything that you build, you need to deploy. That's like testing.
Okay.
So that was our way of actually testing if this would actually be received by the community of women we wanted to do it for. And yes, so Build and Deploy was our first meetup. And months later, next week Thursday, we are now collaborating with companies, huge companies like McKinsey & Company, where we are doing recruitment dinners.
All right.
So it's been an exciting, tough journey, especially when you are screaming to only a small group. So 92% of software developers are males. That means you are
92%.
92% of software developers are males.
And how does that make you feel to know that you are part of the 8%?
It makes me feel like I'm a queen.
Wow.
And the pressure is there. The pressure is
Yeah.
there, but it's amazing. But that also means it makes it that tough, that much harder in finding these women that you're hosting these events for, and finding these women you're trying to expose all these opportunities for. It just means that you now have to start working 10 times harder. And actually going into these companies, because some of them are in little corners, saying, I'm a software engineer, but I'm just maybe not good enough. So then you start, have to go on social media, but also go inside these companies and say, do you guys have just one lady who, entered this company as a software engineer, and now maybe she's doing something else?
Now let's leave Pink IT a little bit. Let's go to the point where you didn't even envision having co-founded a company like this. Let's go to the Mbali that was playing in the streets with your little skirt being dirty. Where did you grow up and how was your upbringing?
I wish I had the opportunity to play in the streets.
All right.
So I grew up in Mlazi, back in Durban.
Yeah.
And the streets are not good for us. So I grew up in the house, watching TV or cleaning. And I'm the oldest of 4 siblings.
All right.
And I went to an all-girls school in high school.
Okay.
So my parents tried their best to hide the world from me. And in matric, so I was that girl. So I only had my first phone when I finished matric. My parents are not trying to have me mixing it. And it was only then when I had my first Sony Ericsson, and it was just so amazing how to see these apps, these things that everybody is trying to work on. It makes you wonder. So maybe I was the weird one, always wondering who's at the back. Who's receiving all this information, who's reading all of this. Is it really private when they say private? So somebody's managing all of this somewhere at the back end.
So you're like a very curious person. You weren't just like entertained by the idea that I have a phone and I can make calls, but you're like, where do the messages go?
How does it work? How does it really work? I needed to understand that. And that's when I studied back home, still in Durban. I studied at iStudent. It's a private college, and it is certified by Microsoft. And that's when I attained my systems development certification. It was tough. I remember at some point, I thought, what am I doing here? But it was amazing. It was an amazing journey, and it was a ball of fire. That means every month we're learning something new. SQL.NET, the next thing. So you needed to.
I don't even know what that is.
.NET Framework 4, .NET Framework 5. It kept going. It kept going. Like, you needed to catch up and actually understand what was happening.
Yeah.
But what was amazing, and another thing is, all of our tutors were males. So you start now understanding, and you start asking yourself these questions, saying, okay, we're learning something really amazing, and it's only 2 girls in this class. So I only have one friend who's a girl in class because there is no other girl. And so all of our tutors are males, and they are old white men. It's like, what's happening here? Is no other girl understanding this? So that's when my journey started. That's when I was like, you know what, I feel like I want to be that woman to actually make a change. Be that woman to actually maybe then I was only focusing on black women, because I felt like when I went back home and everybody was like, so Mbali, what are you doing this year? I'm like, no, I'm studying software engineering. So
What's that?
What are you talking about? So first I felt like it's only the black community that needed to understand this. It was until I went out there and actually understood, no, it's not just a black thing, but every other girl out there is meant to feel like IT is not a world for females. Every other girl out there is meant to feel like IT is it's a man's world. And it was then we needed to understand that something needs to be done. And I felt like, you know what, maybe I could be that person.
Did you ever get pressure from anyone in your family, or just because it's stereotypically a men's industry, did you ever get pressure from anyone to try and shy you away from pursuing software engineering? Like, go do something that other girls do. Go into the creative arts, or, go
study fashion.
So this is what I love about my parents. My parents are optimistic. They are just like, let's go. They had no idea what I was doing. I promise you.
But they were with you. They supported you.
I think even today when you ask them, they're like, I know, she's just software engineering. They have no idea what it is that I do. So for them, it was like, will it pay you at the end of the day?
And that was what
will you be able to sustain yourself? Good, then let's go.
That's amazing.
Was there an element of fear when you started out? Because you had mentioned that, there was a point where you sat there and you were questioning, what am I doing? Like, because this is just male dominated. Was there an element of fear, and what got you through that? How did you overcome that, that voice on the inside telling you, hey, Mbali, did you choose the proper one? Hey, is this it?
To be honest with you, I'd like to say that I've gotten over that question, because what you then start to understand is, okay, so now I'm certified. So now I'm a female, and I feel like, I've overcome something, I've achieved something. And then you get in the industry and they say, so you are, and you're like, no, I'm a C# certified. And like, no, we're just looking for PHP or maybe just a Python developer. And then you start understanding, okay, cool, so this is not enough. So me just being maybe C# certified or whatever language it is, that's not enough. Now I need to keep up to the game. So the fact that I'm a female, nobody's trying to pay attention to that. But you only feel it once you're in the industry. But you still need to work as tough. But you need to, still push as the males do, not sleep and look scrumpy and give up on life and just, if you're taking a break, it's on a video game. So the barriers are there, and it was tough. And I think that's one of the reasons why I only got back to coding this year, because then you start to understand how important coding and programming is as a language, as opposed to actually taking it just to achieve something, but just understanding what important it is and the role it plays in our lives, and actually understanding that in the next 5 to 10 years, software engineering will be what everybody's talking about, because technology will not only dictate how we work, but how we live. Robots are coming. So you want to be the girl who also understands and says, no, I understand how this works. Exactly.
14:33, Mbali Hlongwane is in studio, and we are coming back after the break talking. I want to take the journey that you came when you came to Joburg. Those couple of weeks, couple of months while you're settling into Joburg, because you did not know the streets. You were one who was hibernated in the house, and we want to know your life when you entered Joburg, and how was it for you, being now a resident in Joburg?
I'll tell you.
Coming back after the break. o'clock. Kilani is her name. Crazy. Yeah. I know you want me to do crazy stuff, but no, I am not going to do such. The K.Y.C. 2 to 3 o'clock. The name is Elias.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Bring it back.
Miss Lee is here. Shalane is here.
Did you forget your name?
And Mbali
Yeah,
is here.
you just did.
No, I nearly said Ngani. That's what I nearly said. Yeah, you guys making a muhu out of me today.
We are not.
But it's all good. We're having fun in studio. It's Young Minds in Entrepreneurship. I guess laughter is, good thing.
Yes.
It is a good thing. Bali's here.
Yes.
And before we went on a break, we were talking a little bit about the journey to Johannesburg. They always say that this is the city of the lights, the city where all dreams, are made possible. How was your journey when you came here?
My journey was interesting. So I came to Johannesburg because, so in 2015, I took part in the Innovate Durban Challenge.
Yeah.
And our team won 3rd place. So everybody thinks that's an amazing thing. And then after a couple of months, IBM is gone, and then Durban municipality is like everybody's back to their old
Yeah.
stuff. And then we just abandoned, and we're just there with this amazing idea and this amazing concept. So, and then in October, I received a Women in ICT award, but I still felt like, people were just like, oh my gosh, Mbali, amazing stuff. But I still felt like, I'm not doing anything here. Nothing's coming my way. I'm not achieving anything. So then maybe let me just take a chance. Pack my bags, came to Johannesburg. And when I came to Johannesburg, I stayed with my friend called Ndo, and I literally had no interview. But when I left home, I was like, no, mom, I'm going to get an interview. When I came here, nothing.
And what kind of jobs were you looking for?
So I was obviously looking for anything in software development,
Okay.
but mostly innovation. So
Okay.
I think I was more frustrated by how the lack of, I don't know, just the lack of support we did not receive. And I felt like so many ideas out there that people come up with daily. And I felt like if maybe these ideas got the support they needed in terms of maybe having somebody to kind of go, okay, this is stage 1, this is stage 2. I don't care. Maybe baby step us.
Yes.
Yeah.
But just get us to execute this amazing concept that everybody saw us win for, And then my whole thing was actually coming to Johannesburg and doing something with women in IT. At that point, I'm not gonna lie, I felt like I wanted to have my own college with just females in it, and we are just doing everything together.
Yeah.
And then I came here, and then people were telling me how hard it is to actually start a college.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, maybe that's not the best way to do it. And then I came here, and then that's when I met Sam from Josie Hub, who gave me an amazing opportunity where I started going on about women in software engineering. When you feel like, oh my gosh,
Someone gets me.
this is my rib.
Yeah.
We just went on, and she was like, this is exactly what we've been wanting to do.
But how did you how did you meet her? Like, how did that happen?
Do you really want me to tell this story?
Yeah, because sometimes people are like, oh, I met that one individual that changed my life, but then we skip over. Like, maybe people out there are thinking, I want to meet that one individual that's going to change my life.
So let me tell you. So I have this thing of always meeting people who are telling me I have something amazing, and you always get frustrated. It's like, what is it? What is that thing that you see? Tell me.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I remember having one interview with the guys from, it's called Fire something Technologies.
Okay.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
and so when we had the interview, they had amazing ideas, and at the end they said, Mbali, we know that we cannot afford you, so is there a way maybe we can work on this project?
Wow.
And then we could, I don't know, somewhere along the line maybe you could have some just like a percentage or partners with you on this concept. And to be honest, I was new in a city where I knew nobody. And just had one best friend who's also trying to get her life together. So I was, my parents back home going, so how's it going? so I was not trying to do charity work as much as I was passionate about it, but it was not the right time. So I remember I was booked to leave and go back home on Thursday. And Wednesday night at Wesden, where we used to stay, it was like a commune where we used to stay. So at night, I'm just having water, just thinking, where am I going? I'm going back to Durban where everybody's, thinks my life is amazing. And I'm just like, no, guys, I'm stuck.
Yeah.
So I remember having this conversation with a guy called Wiseman, Sedibe, and he finds me in the kitchen. So I haven't seen him around because everybody stays in the same yard. I know exactly who lives there. And here comes in this guy who I've never seen before, and I'm drinking water. So he asked me, who are you? Where do you come from? And what are you doing here? So I tell him the long story. And he literally looks at me, and I think I went on for like a good 20 minutes. I just needed to offload.
Yeah.
And then he says, so why are you going back? I'm like, because there's nothing. He's like, but you're playing. I'm like, what you? So it's frustrating for somebody to tell you that you're playing
Or
when
that
you
you're
feel
not
like,
trying hard
Yeah.
enough.
when you feel like
or-
I've just given it my all. He's
Yeah.
like, no, you're playing. If you are serious, and then he writes down the address. Then he gives me his phone number and says I must call him tomorrow. So I have no idea who this guy is and what he does. The next morning, I tell my friend, listen, I'm going to Josie Hub, and I'm meant to call this guy. I try to call him, he's not picking up.
No.
Try to call him, he's not picking up. But now I'm in a taxi. I'm like, you know what? Let me just find this place. Long story short, I find Josie Hub, and then he walks in just after I found the place, and he's like, "So now you're serious about life?"
Oh.
I promise you guys, it's the craziest story. I can't wait to tell him this 10 years
Down the
from
line.
Did you also ask him why he didn't answer his phone?
Yeah.
Like he did not even want to stop and actually say, you know, sorry or anything.
Yeah.
It just seemed like, you know, I'm busy. I just wanted you to come here. So now you're here. See what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was just like that.
What a wise man.
And he's wise man, and I always say that. So yeah, so now that's where I've been working for the past few months. It's been a year now. Yes, because I started working at Josie Hub last year, February,
Yeah.
and it's been amazing. The entrepreneurship space is very big, and it's
Yeah.
growing every day.
Mm.
And it's so amazing to see how the support and the opportunities that are now starting to exist for us. It's so amazing to see the support, people like your Shalane. It's so amazing to see actually how far we can go, and just, I don't know. They say don't say the sky's the limit because you're already limiting yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just for any other somebody out there who wants to start a business, I don't care where you are, whether you're in Johannesburg, Durban, but just know that South Africa has the opportunities for you. You just need to meet the right people who actually obviously assist you and give you all the right information that you need. But it is possible.
And on that note, you saying that, you know, South Africa is the hub where there is room for growth and opportunity. We've got an SMS over here that says, "Good day, I'm an entrepreneur wanting to start my own cleaning company, but can't find the funding. Where can I get help?" And in terms of where you found, you know, your help, how did you go about that? Because there's people that are eager, you know, to be that change and and stand in the gap for their communities, but they don't know where to go.
Yeah.
So where did you go?
So let me tell you a funny story. Josie Hub Pink IT started without funding. Pink IT has only received one source of funding in terms of money from BBD, but we have been going without money. So what I'm trying to say to somebody out there who wants to start a business and does not have funding, do it. The world will
Yeah.
catch on.
Don't let the lack of funding
Don't
stop you.
let the lack
Yeah,
of funding
absolutely.
stop you. Start now.
Yeah.
And I believe nowadays we have social media to market whatever it is that you want
Yeah,
to do.
yeah.
We have all these different ways that we can actually get our businesses off the ground. So anybody who's sitting down saying that it's because they do not have money, I would actually like to say you are not passionate enough and you're not serious about your business. Because money should not be the problem. Because if money is the reason why you're sitting down, then money will be the reason why somewhere down the line your business ends. Because then
Wow.
you have so much money. Exactly. If money is the
Yeah.
foundation, then when you start running out of funding and when you start hitting those very depressing times,
Yeah.
then you will give up. But if money is not the root, then trust me, you will go far. So get off your lazy.
Hey.
It's not
1448.
Yeah.
It's not easy. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Talking about not being easy, as a woman in entrepreneurship, you know, specifically, let's look at South Africa, not the whole world. South Africa. How tough is it being a woman? And we can even, funnel it down to the point of IT. Being in IT, starting a company, you know, as a young, South African woman, how tough is it? Or is it easy? Maybe it's easy.
Maybe it's just like a walk in the park. You know what? I actually don't want to compare my story to all the other stories that are out
Right.
there, but I want to emphasize on how blessed I have been.
Okay.
So the community has been so amazing and has received Pink IT so amazingly that it made me feel like, why did I not start this a few years back? You know, when there's a need and you come up with a solution that everybody has been waiting for, then the journey, as much as it's difficult, as much as you might not have the money, as much as you might not have all the resources that you need, but it's able to actually happened. We have had sponsorship to actually keep us going. So it means if you find that one thing that that everybody actually needs,
Yeah.
then you can actually go. So as a woman in IT, I want to say that the people are so amazing.
Yeah.
And I think it's because it's a problem that has been existing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are actually now starting to catch on and saying, actually, where are all the women in IT? Before people were comfortable with actually seeing all the men, but now they're saying, give me more women
Yeah.
in IT.
Yeah.
So I think that's what has made the journey been worthwhile and has made it very worthy every day to actually see how people are just like going, Pink IT, what are you doing next?
Yeah.
Pink IT, where can we find you
Yeah.
guys?
So would you say, though, for people who don't have access to funding or don't have access to customers, would you say to go and find a community? Because I exist that the entrepreneurial community in Joburg is growing. So we know there's Josie Hub and there's a lot of other players out there that offer spaces for entrepreneurs to come together, talk about challenges that they have. Because believe it, if you have challenges around wanting to give up, or coming up trying to solve problems that you have in your business, other people also have those same questions. So I think you're very fortunate in your sense how you have had the support of someone like Josie Hub, and maybe for others, maybe that's a good piece of advice to go find a support network, another community where they can have other people to lean on.
Definitely.
14:50. Let's take a short break. When you come back on the other side, I want you to imagine something. There's a young lady sitting at home who's also wanting to become a potential Mbali Hlongwane. I want you to speak to that young lady. You'll think about it, while we're going to a break. Speak to that young lady. Just inspire her to stand up from her toot, and start doing things. As you took the first step, as you were encouraged, as you were inspired, just inspire them out there. Kofifi FM 97.2, it's where it all began. We're going to go for a short break. When we come back on the other side, Lex is still here, Shalane is still here, and Mbali.
Almost there.
Yeah.
4 minutes before the hour of 3 o'clock. Yes, almost there. But we still have to hear that encouragement for that young girl who is sitting at home. This is why I was here in the show, by the way. Just for this part. You speaking to that young lady. She's at home. And she's also wanting to start a business. Might not be in IT, might be in something else, but she lacks that inspiration, that motivation, that drive to go out there and do whatever it is that she believes that she can do. What do you say to her?
I want to start off by saying hello, young lady. So to the young lady sitting out there, I want to say to you, be motivated, but do not copy.
I like that.
Be motivated, but do not copy. The world needs your version of it. So the reason why I think some of us actually feel like, you know what, I'm not good enough is because we see what already exists. We see what other people are doing. And then we feel like, no, I'm not good enough. But I want to say the world needs your version of it. That's what innovation is there for. I love everything innovation.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to say to somebody out there. If you found a gap, we need it. If you found a solution and you feel like you have something amazing, we need it.
Yeah.
Imagine you just putting all that to waste just because you were scared. It's all on the other side of fear. Fear is just, like, I hate fear. I don't even want to think about it. So I want you to get up and actually understand the world needs you. The world needs you, not your friend, not the guy who's done it already and looks like he's doing it. And if you see a gap, we need you. You, not you. We need you. We need your version of it. Be motivated. The people that are around you are there to motivate us. And that's what we've also realized in our space. So I have a co-founder. Her name is Rudy Reba. And so when we were starting off, we actually just thought we need to just bring together women who are software engineers and then just get them, to do amazing things and understand that there's a network for them. Whatever it is that they deal with during the day, they have, a comfort zone where they can come in and just relate to other women who are doing the same things. And if you're a woman who's married and have kids and feel like, my work is taking over, you have a community and women who you can relate to. But we actually understood that they also needed motivation. We also understood that, it's not enough just to tell them about software engineering, but they need to be motivated. So I want to say to somebody out there, meet with the right crowd. Go with people who are going to where you want to go.
Yeah.
Look at your friends. Look at your friends and ask yourself, are these the people, are they really going to where I'm going? And it's okay if they're not. It does not mean hate them.
Yeah.
It just means you need to spend that extra little time being selfish and just trying to focus and just invest in your own journey.
Isn't there a saying that it's something like surround yourself by the people that you want to be like, right? So if you want to be going a certain direction, or if the people around you are not inspiring you in some way, maybe you need to find new friends.
Definitely.
Or a new crowd. But you're
Yes.
the people that you spend the most of your time with, they should be inspiring you every single day.
Hence, they say, show me your friends and I'll tell you everything about you.
There we go, honey. There we go. I was just about to say the exact same thing. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Because that is the kind of people that you surround yourself with, and that's the voices that you're hearing, and that's becoming, who you think of yourself. So the people that you hang out with, man, tells a huge tale about you, and sometimes about how you feel about yourself, even because sometimes we hang around people that kind of make us feel good about ourselves, but in actual fact, that's not really who and what we feel on the inside. So it's quite important who you have in your circle.
But I was gonna say, I really liked your version of innovation, which is put your own spin on it and make sure that your story goes into your version of what you're doing, because then it almost gives no one an excuse, because everyone has their own story and their own version to contribute. And innovation is as simple as that. Don't copy, but put your story into everything that you're doing, and everyone's story is unique. Therefore, everyone should be able to come up with a unique version of what they're doing.
Well, that said, we have expired our time and has journeyed into the next show. But thank you so very much, Mbali. You are such an inspiration to everybody out there, be it a boy, be it a girl. And for anybody who would like to be in contact with you, where can they get you?
Thank you very much again for having me. It has been amazing. So people can find us on social media. We are on Instagram, we are pink-it, Facebook pink-it, but on Twitter, we are pink_it_ZA. You can I'm not sure if you can call me, but you can mail me.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's do that. Yeah.
mbali@pinkit.co.za. And we'll be
Perfect.
more than willing to answer your questions and inspire and get more girls into software engineering or IT space. We have amazing opportunities. We have been offered such amazing opportunities by different companies, internship programs, work opportunities. So if you are a woman who's out there, and on next week we have a recruitment dinner where we're not just looking for females who are in ICT, but we're also looking for females who have a business qualifications. So do not sit back. This could be an amazing opportunity for somebody out there. You might not necessarily want to start a business, but you want to know all the opportunities that exist around you, and Pink IT is there to do that for you.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Kofifi FM News.